Hey there, the purpose of this video is to introduce you to the first type of Connect assignment. In a previous tutorial, I took you through the process of registering for Connect exercises. We have some links here related to that. And by the way, I'm using the V13 or INRW 0304 V13 Blackboard site. What I say here also applies to V14 and V15 if you're in either of those sections. So one thing that this wasn't in the previous video, right? But it is now. It says, attention, please watch both Connect tutorial videos. The first video is the McGraw-Hill Connect student registration video. I'll click on it for a moment here. The video doesn't start right away, but you can see that it takes you to McGraw-Hill's page, and then you yourself can start the video right.
Hey everyone.
And so I could have made my life or kept my life easier or something by not making my own video and just let you watch this. But you know, so sometimes the tutorials, you know, the situation shown in the tutorial is not exactly the same as the one in the actual thing, the actual course. And so I related what was said in this video to the way things are in our course. And so I would pause it and then talk about kind of between pauses. I would talk and relate it to our course. So this is available. So if you want to watch this video from the company, from McGraw-Hill uninterrupted, there it is. Then the second video that's already available. Hello students. The purpose of this video is to introduce you to McGraw-Hill Connect. Right, so this is the introduction to McGraw-Hill Connect, the registration process, okay? All right, so you have access to that as well. Then you have this link which says Connect assignments. That's very important. There will be, and of course you also have access to this video, but this video isn't found here on the left menu, but rather it is found within the Connect assignments area. All right. Now, what I would like to do first and foremost is look at the syllabus. Okay, so I clicked on this area here, this link, syllabus, schedule, textbook, and instructor policies. So one thing we can take a look at right away, the syllabus is the first thing there, but let's look at this one, is that here on week 2, among the things that are starting this week, which is beginning Monday, August 31st. To me, it's always disappointing when a week begins at the end of a month. It doesn't seem like a beginning, but it is a beginning, right? Monday, 31st of the week, of the work week. So Connect Grammar, 301 apostrophes and quotation marks. That's the assignment that I'll be introducing. In fact, it'll serve as an introduction to all Connect Grammar assignments. All Connect Grammar assignments become available on Monday, August 31st at 1 p.m. But each one has its own due date. So this one is due at the end of the week, September 5th. That's a Saturday, if I'm not mistaken, 11:59 p.m. I'm checking here on the calendar. And yes, indeed, it's the 5th. Week 3, there is another assignment that's also a Connect Grammar assignment. Parts of speech review. Also, again, all of these become available on August 31st, but have their own due date. Each one has its own due date. So September 12th, 11:59 p.m. is that due date. So this is it's kind of a master schedule. It has all types of assignments, including Connect Grammar assignments. If we look at Concourse syllabus, it's a really nice document. I won't take credit for it because the format is given to me, to each instructor. And so we just fill in our information. But it's very clear, very easy to read. And so what we're looking at here are the Connect Grammar assignments. They're worth 10% of your grade. There are 11 total. So we're beginning on week 2. And so I guess 10 weeks from now on week 12, or would that be week 13, will be the last one. And that coincides to the week before Thanksgiving, if I'm not mistaken. Notice that I dropped the 3 lowest scores. In other words, automatically Blackboard will ignore the lowest 3 scores, and the average will be based on the top 8. And so that should make it to the point that should make it possible. I mean, it might be possible without it, right? But it'll make it more possible that you can have a 100% average if you get 100 on the assignments. And let me see, there's another reason why 100 is possible. Yes, because these are not tests. These are grammar assignments that are tutorials. And therefore, completing the tutorial earns you the 100. You probably will get wrong answers along the way. I would say everybody will. When I do these, I get wrong answers. And so the point is that that the 100 is not that difficult. And if you run into situations where, let's say you don't finish a tutorial, let's say you only get 70% of the way through the tutorial by the late deadline. Well, that's all right, because that 70% will probably be one of the 3 that gets chopped, right? And certainly the same thing is true for zeros. If you have a 0 because you didn't do the assignment by the deadline or late deadline, well, then I would say that 0 would be one of the 3 that gets eliminated, all right? So there should be something where you can get all 10% of the points, not lose anything toward your final average. So if we look down here, we scroll down to week 2, you can see that this is what I'm doing. I already did this one through the other tutorial, but now I'm doing this one, the Introduction to Connect Grammar Assignments, which become available on August 31st. And as you can see here, I'm doing that introduction so that it's available at 1 p.m. on August 31st, because automatically the grammar assignments will become available then, all 11 of them. You don't have to do all 11, but they will become available, and you have to do the first one by the end of the week, by Saturday night. And it's right here, due 9/5 of 2020 by 11:59 p.m. So again, I often will refer you to this, get to know the syllabus and how it's organized, what each column means, etc., right? Because it makes life easier, because, and I mean, not everybody does things the same, but I often can picture what's on the syllabus, in which part. Not a photographic memory by any means, but I do have an okay memory. I guess it's visual to see where things were, right? And just a tip, if you are better at remembering things orally, right? And I think the word is AURALLY, meaning listening, right? Then this is good, because you can listen to my voice, right, about what I'm saying. You can also sometimes take what's written down and record it for yourself, or have someone else. You love the sound of a friend's voice or something, so have that person record it for you, and then you can listen to it, right? And so that way it would play to your strength. Okay, so there it is. Now, if we come back, and notice I did come back to the I came back, I guess I might have done that. Let's go back to which one here? I can go back to welcome start here, but I don't think we really need to be there. What we need to click on is this course content, because in course content, we can go to week 2. And in week 2, you can see that we have an introduction to McGraw-Hill Connect. When I'm done with this video, when you're watching it, it's already done, but I'm not, right? So I will place it, let me see, where will I place it? I think right here. I will place it right here, because it's an introduction to how to do Connect grammar assignments. So it'll be right after this link right there. And of course, there is a folder you can click on to access Connect assignments in general, whether you do it here or whether you do it through this left course menu item, Connect assignments. And perhaps the most important thing, you can click on the assignment that's due this week, right? Week by week, you will find various things like that toward the end of the page for the week. In this case, it's week 2. Let's see. So I think what I would like to do then is I could click on that link, or I could, for a moment, come over here to the Connect assignments. Let's click on that. The Connect assignments will take us to the general folder where there are 4 different types of Connect assignments. One of them is the grammar. You can see that I also posted the registration video up here. I always post things different places so that people can find them even if they're in some other part of this Blackboard site. You can see here that there are the 4 categories of assignments. This one is course reading and writing topics. That one doesn't begin. Those items won't become available till September 7th, so 1 week from the 31st in September. And then there are others here, Power of Process. Those become available on the 14th and the 28th. And finally, vocabulary quizzes, but easy quizzes, available on the 21st of September, right? So these are the ones we need right here. And so this is a nice little summary. Okay, a nice little summary of the dates of the assignments that are contained inside this folder. When you press that link, you see that same chart again, right? Because you saw it on the outside, now you can see it on the inside. But this time you have the links to the assignments. So this is this link, you also have it at the bottom on week 2, right? For assignments due that week. But here you have it by category. These are all the grammar assignments gathered together, okay? One thing I want to emphasize, it's emphasized on this chart. There is a due date, which is, for example, the first one, the end of week 2, Saturday, September 5th. But then you can see that right next to it, there is a due date that's 1 week later, and that's the late date. And that is what's shown in the links below, okay? And there's a reason why I didn't put, in fact, I didn't create this. McGraw-Hill Connect created these little links for me, all right? I told the company, or I told the program, whatever it's called, where to put these links in this folder, and it put them there. So I had no control over this. So it put the late date because I guess I wanted to emphasize the last chance that you have, literally the last minute, 11:59 p.m. on September 12th. But try to live your life in such a way that you do things on time. Let's say that you decide, man, I'm just going to turn them all in on the late date. You won't see it here, but in other assignments, the late date falls during Thanksgiving weekend, right? Those who do their assignments on time will not turn in any assignments on Thanksgiving weekend, all right? So that's one thing right there. And of course, when you're doing a late assignment, there are already other on-time assignments that are coming due, right? So again, if it does happen, let it be that once in a while you're late, and so you take advantage of that extra week, but that as much as possible you're going by the on-time deadline. All right. And notice the availability for all these assignments is August 31st. Okay. So as I've told you, there are lots of places on Blackboard you can see how things work, when they become available, when they're due, and when the last chance is to submit it, as in the late date. All right, so this is a good place to start. I'm going to press this link right here. Now, I am on the instructor side of Blackboard. And when I access Connect through Blackboard, well, I'm also on the instructor side of Connect, right? So what you will not see this right here, because this is basically an invitation for me, the instructor, to preview the assignment just as students would see it, all right? So I'm going to click on that. And so it says Preview Achieve Study Module, okay? So as soon as I click that, it will take me to where you will enter, all right? When you click on as long as you're already registered, right, following the instructions on those other videos, as long as you're already registered, that clicking on an assignment link will take you to the assignment, all right? It will take you to this. There is some, I would like us to go through this, show me, right? I mean, often I don't know, often I kind of skip this part, skip, and let's get to the good stuff. Let's get to the tutorial or the test or whatever it is, right? I think it's good if we actually let it show us. It says here, show me. It says, please review this brief introduction to make best use of this learning platform. So we are told that we will answer, or you will answer, a series of questions. Using your answers, the learning platform will identify what you already know and help you focus on what you still need to learn. So for each topic, you already have a knowledge base, right? So it will kind of figure out what you need in the tutorial. It says, don't worry about answering questions incorrectly, as this is not an exam. Now, there's an advantage to answering all the questions correctly. You get through the tutorial more quickly, but it's unrealistic that you'll get every single answer right. So expect, like they say in traffic, expect delays, right? And that's simply that you'll get some wrong answers. But you will keep progressing through the tutorial and eventually hit 100%. It probably won't be 100% accuracy as if it had taken off points for each one you got wrong, but it doesn't do that because, as it says here, it's not an exam. If in the end you end up with a 62%, it's not that you missed 38% of the answers. It's that you only completed 62% of the tutorial, okay? So it says here, when answering questions, you will be asked how certain you are about your answers. This helps the platform determine your personalized learning plan. So, let's say this one right here, this is not our topic, right? But I would say the answer to this is electron, as far as I can remember. So I know the answer, and so I would click electron. But let's say, and I think I know it. I know it. So I would click the green to kind of tell this system that it's kind of an easy question for me. But let's say that, I'm not sure whether it's proton or electron. I'm going to kind of guess electron. So I would put more like think so or unsure. It won't affect your score. It won't affect how you progress through the tutorial, but it will help the tutorial know which items to give you more of, etc. Okay. So I'm going to click on show me right here. I'm going to go next. Now you will make progress as you answer questions correctly, right? Your progress will be saved automatically. So when you are ready, either finished or not finished, but you want to take a break from it and maybe finish it the next day or later on the same day, you click this leave assignment, all right? And it keeps your progress. Take breaks as needed. Like it says, you can come back later to complete your learning. You can review more detailed information about your progress and performance in reports. So right here, I don't think there's anything to report now. I clicked on it earlier. I mean, first of all, I'm the instructor and I'm not going to be doing these assignments that much. I'll do a little bit of this one, of this first assignment. But this is where it would give you a report on what you finished, how far you are on each assignment, etc. You can also refresh your memory using Recharge, which will guide you through a review of material you've already mastered. So Recharge right here will give you like links to some learning material, things you already know, but if you want to get a quick recharge or refresher on those things. That's it. Notice it's saying exit because we've gone through the very brief tutorial available there. Now, notice this, deadline 9/12/2020. I, your instructor, have chosen that deadline for you as it says there, right? Now, this assignment is expected to take less than 2 hours. We recommend that you do it in 1 to 2 study sessions. But if it takes you 3 hours, that's all right. You just needed more practice on this grammar topic. If it takes you 30 minutes and you get through the whole tutorial, whether it's something you're pretty good at already, or you saw a few questions and you caught on very quickly, right? That's good. Nothing wrong with that. So these are just estimates based on, I think, average. I think the company kind of records how long students take, and then they take a big average, and there it is. That's how they come up with an estimate. All right, continue. Notice what happens, and this might seem intimidating at first, but if you've studied the course schedules on Blackboard, you'll see that I have similar things, right? I have listed the items by number, right? And if you've seen the pattern for the grammar assignments, they're in the 300s, number 301, 302, 303, 304, all the way down to, I think, 311. And that's the one that will be due right before Thanksgiving. And so what are you here to do, right? Why did you enter this assignment? I entered with the intention of doing the first grammar assignment, right? If you notice this one, this identifying and developing main ideas, that one starts on September 2nd. So I notice this right here. Notice how it is blocked because it is not available, okay? I'm a little worried that this one is blocked too, parts of speech review. But notice it does say start is 31st of August 2020. You know what? They're all blocked. Okay. All of I am recording this video on August 30th. All right. So all of those are blocked. Even the one that I'm looking at is blocked, but I'm the instructor, so I can go in to an assignment that's blocked. Okay. But in your case, I think what will happen, this is what I think will happen, is that all the ones, so on Monday the 31st, beginning at 1 p.m., all of these will not be blocked, will be available, right? But the other ones will have this block because you won't be allowed to start them. I think that's what will happen. It makes sense that way. But you came in and to do this assignment, so let's go ahead.
Let's start learning. This adaptive study session will help you improve your proficiency on the listed topics by alternating questions and learning resources when needed. You will see focused resources on new topics and topics you need to review, and questions to practice your knowledge of the material.
All right, thank you, computer or internet lady, right? And so here we have apostrophes and quotation marks. To be honest, as I began this, for a while there, I was forgetting what the topic was for this assignment. And it gives you some objectives, right? Things that you're going to practice and improve on as you go through the tutorial. Okay, there it is. So here we go. We go into a series of items, of questions. Let's see. Trying to see like how you get out of this, right? How do I get out? I think it would be this thing up here, right? So I won't do it now, but eventually I would click on this kind of menu, you know, 3 bars, to find that place where there's that leave assignment. Because at some point, especially for this tutorial, I'm not going to go all the way through this question after question until we finish. So here we go. Choose a sentence that shows the correct simple plural form of the nouns day and liquid. Okay, so shows the correct simple plural form of both of them, I guess. Click the answer you think is right. For 2 days, I couldn't have any solid food, only liquids. So liquids, let's see, any solid food, only liquid. Seems all right, but let's look at the next one. For 2 days, I couldn't have any solid food, only liquids. I see what's happening. Notice these apostrophes are popping up. At first, I'm thinking, what's the difference? But there is a difference. It is the use of apostrophes and also on the word days. This is wrong because we're just looking at a plural situation. When there's more than one, we usually just add S, right? So I know that anything that has apostrophes is wrong. So this is wrong. And they both have to be right. So I won't even bother to look at the other one. This is wrong too. So does this one, but it doesn't matter. As long as one of them is wrong, the whole thing is wrong. And then over here, it's for 2 days. So the error in this line, on this sentence, is not that there's some annoying, unnecessary apostrophes. It's that there aren't any S's, right, to form the plural. So this is the plural right here. Now, I know it. I know this one, but I'm going to pretend that it's just a think so, okay? I think I know the answer, all right? I'm going to click on it, and yeah, you're correct, all right? Now, if you disagree with what happened here, I don't. But let's pretend that I had chosen this right here and I was actually wrong, right? And I'm thinking, no, I'm definitely right about that. You know, let's say I ask my classmate, I ask a teacher, you know, my former high school teacher or something, and say, no, you have the right answer. I would challenge it. I would click on here and challenge it and explain why I think it's the right answer. And Connect or McGraw-Hill would take that into consideration in case there truly is an error. All right. So, okay. Remember, when I clicked think so, it didn't affect my progress in the tutorial, but it does give the system an idea of which kinds of items I know for sure and which ones I just think so or I'm unsure, or some where I look at it like I have no idea what's going on, right? Now, there are various types of items. This, if you notice, that one was kind of multiple choice. You just pick the one right answer. On this one, since the topic here is apostrophes and quotation marks, we get one with quotation marks. So use this drop-down box to choose the option that uses quotation marks correctly with the comma. When the announcer declared, comma, apostrophe, not apostrophe, quotation marks, and the winning point goes to the something, crowd went wild. So let's look at the choices. Okay. When the announcer declared, comma, quotation mark, and the winning point goes to the Seahawks, quotation mark, comma. No, that's not right. It's the second one. One thing I've learned is that commas and periods come before the quotation mark, whereas semicolons and semicolons go after. Semicolons and colons go after. All right. That's just something I know, something I've learned somewhere, right? And so I know this one. I'm going to put know it. Oh, wait, I haven't even answered, right? So let's select it. So there it is. I think I know it, and I'm going to submit it. And what did it say? Your answer is correct. Okay. Now, this brings something to mind. What if I'm not sure about it? Well, let's see. There are resources available to us. Let me click. I wonder if this is it. No, I don't know what that is. All right. What I'm looking for. Okay. One thing I know is that when we get some wrong answers, we start getting access to some resources. You also have resources through this menu. So it's not fair. Only those who get wrong answers have resources. No, that's not necessarily the case. If you click on this, you can get access to some pages, little videos, etc. But you know what? Let's see how lucky I am. I'm just going to click on this because you're supposed to, read this. And then there's a passage included in this little, paragraph. Is that what it is? Or it's like might even be like a short little essay, right? With like 2 or 3 paragraphs. All right. So, and then you're supposed to answer the question, show that the passage from this little tiny essay that shows the quotation mark error in sentence 1. Okay. It's this one right here. So there's some kind of error and one of these shows it. And you know what? I'm like unsure. I'm just picking this. And you know what? I'm so lucky that I was correct. So maybe I should purposefully pick the wrong one, right? This time. So let's see. I'm trying to pick the wrong answer. This one seems wrong because it should have a comma right there. So I'm going to pick this on purpose. I want to get it wrong. Okay. And this one, I was like real confident that I know it, but confidence, it was a false confidence because it was wrong. All right, so notice it is wrong. Sorry, your answer is incorrect. Notice what happened over here. As soon as it notices the trouble, right, that I'm going through, that I don't know what I'm doing, right? And that's normal. We all have limitations. It gives you a slide and it gives you library resources. So a slide, here is some information about that. About the topic. I continue and then, okay, fine. I did my little tiny tutorial and now I can continue. Okay. There's also library. These, by the way, would be available if you click this menu. Like I said, you don't have to get them wrong to get access to these. But since I did get it wrong, right, it gives me access to various topics related to that wrong answer, right? Okay, so let's say I pick one and I click on it and then I do it, etc. Right? Eventually, I'm like, okay, I've learned enough. Now I can go back to learning. Okay, fine, I got it wrong. I'm moving on to the next one, and so on and so forth. So here's a true story. I'm tired of this right here, right? And this tutorial shouldn't go on forever. So here is a moment in which I am ready to leave this assignment. I'm not finished. I have not progressed all the way. And so I don't know if I have like a 15% or we'll see, right? But I'm definitely not finished. I want to get a 100% by the on-time deadline, which is September 5th, or I have all the way up until September 12th, 11:59 p.m., which is the literal last minute. So I'm going to click on this. See, as I've been promising, you've got the library. Notice those things are available. You've got reports. Okay. You've got recharge and you've got assignment. Now notice what's happening, and is anything happening with assignment? I want to see if it gives me like a percentage that I've done or
Welcome back.
something like that.
We will
No, it brings me back. okay, maybe I need to kind of leave the assignment, and then the next time I come in, it'll show me what percentage I've achieved. All right, so, but what am I doing? I'm leaving the assignment. And don't worry, because my progress has been saved. Now, something interesting happened. Notice that there's a return to Blackboard tab right here on the left, all right? So don't panic, you can go back home to Blackboard. But if you'll notice here, now I'm the instructor, so you would not see the instructor view, you would see the student view. So you would see this upon return. And so you would see a listing of the assignments. But now I'm kind of having a second thought here. I'm having doubts. Maybe the reason it took me back to the assignments listed within Connect itself and rather than Blackboard is that I'm the instructor, right? Maybe it wants me to come into this the actual Connect website and see if I want to make any edits or changes based on what I saw as I previewed the assignment pretending to be a student. So so maybe the same thing will happen to you, right? And you would have access to the assignments like this, or it would take you directly to Blackboard. You know what? From experience, if I recall correctly, because in the past I would be at a computer lab with my students, I think what happens is that when you click leave assignment, it takes you back to Blackboard, not to something like this. So I clicked on return to Blackboard, which is probably where it would kick you back to, right? And it would kick you back to the place where the assignments are. Notice this is where it is. And let me say something about that. I think, let's say that you had entered, that your entry point had been, let's see, course content week 2. All right. So let's say my entry point or your entry point is right here, right? It takes you to the assignment. But then, and of course you wouldn't get this preview, you go straight to the assignment. And then let's say let's look at where our progress is. Let's see if indeed it kept my progress. Now, don't panic that it didn't. I'm a student. I'm sorry, rather, I'm not a student. I'm an instructor. So I don't think it's taking care of that for me. But I do glance at students' assignments. I say, okay, how are you doing? Show me this page, etc. at the computer lab when I taught it in person. And I always see percentages there of some sort. All right. So so I'm not worried that it's
Welcome back.
That because it's not supposed to. I'm an instructor. All right. Now I'm going to, so let's say I did some more work, blah, 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 I didn't finish. I would leave the assignment. Remember, you get to it from over there. In my case, as an instructor, it takes me into Connect, but for you, I think it takes you back to Blackboard. When it takes you back to Blackboard, notice where it's going to go. It's going to go into the Connect Grammar folder. It didn't kick me back. It wouldn't kick you back either. Wouldn't take you back to that link at the bottom of week 2. Why? Because kind of the home for this assignment and all its other brothers and sisters, right, is this folder. And this folder is part of course content, or is this Connect assignments. You can notice this Connect Grammar. If you go back one level, right, or up one level, you can see there's the general folder, and then are the individual folders with each assignment type. So basically, it took us back home, right, where these assignments go to bed at night, right? Okay, so that's it. So I'm doing that so that you're not confused. Why did it take me here when I started somewhere else, right? Now, let me say something about, I've told you, and I'm pretty sure that it'll bring you back to Blackboard rather than into Connect. You can go into McGraw-Hill Connect and just do your assignments there. That is a possibility. So what you would do, I usually just do this. I go google.com, I go McGraw-Hill Connect. Connect might not be enough to get it. And so there it is, McGraw-Hill Connect. And remember, when you registered, you had some kind of your email, right? Most likely it was a school email. And be careful, my school email doesn't have the STU dot after it, right? Yours would have your username at STU dot, and then the rest would be the same as mine. And then I do have a password. So can't chew gum and walk at the same time. So I had to carefully enter that password in, right? And so notice, if you do that, if you go in with your your email, right, and your password, the one you used when you created your Connect account during registration. And remember, registration to Connect, not your registration to SCC. Then you can go directly to the assignments. Now, in your case, if you have several courses, then it'll list the ones. Let's say your math class also has a Connect assignment, your science class, some science class you're taking, etc. If you only have one course, well, it'll take you to that one, right? So let's say that you are, right? I know I'm doing this tutorial on V13, but for a moment, let's say that you are in V15. So you would find this somewhere, right? And that would give you access like this to the assignments within Connect. There are some advantages to doing it here, right? That you can just, and notice this, like I told you before, none of the assignments are available because it's still, these don't become available till the 7th of September. And even this one, and same thing for these categories here. And even this one, which I'm accessing, doesn't become available till the 31st. I'm doing this kind of late at night on August 29th, really technically already August 30th, right? So they're not available. But when it's after 1 p.m. on August 31st, these will be the only Connect assignments that will be blue. There'll be links that you can click on and do the assignment through there. Now, I will issue a caution. I think there is convenience to doing your assignments here. Just two cautions. One caution is make sure, sometimes a student can make this mistake. They'll get really excited, and excitement, enthusiasm is wonderful, right? And they'll do all the assignments for grammar, okay? Sit there for 2 or 3 days doing them all. That's nice, but you're doing assignments that aren't due yet, right? And maybe neglecting other categories that are due, that have assignments due. So make sure you do the assignments that are due. Those two words are different, due and due, okay? And so just don't get carried away on one and then, not do something you had to do in another Connect category or in other assignments that we have in this class. Not to mention, although I am mentioning it, right, your assignments in composition, right, which is what this class is correct with. Okay, so that's one caution. The second caution is that if you do your assignments here, they will go into the gradebook. They'll go into the Connect gradebook, but they might not go directly into my Blackboard gradebook. So I noticed that in the previous semesters, a student, and students notice this too, a student will tell me, I did the assignment, I got a 100, or I finished it all, etc. And my score isn't in Blackboard. Where is it? So I go in there, I go, yeah, you're right, it's not in here. But then I, as the instructor, go into, I click on these links up here somewhere, and I can find the grade here in Connect. And so I go, oh, okay, what happened is that 100 or 85 or whatever the score is in Connect. And so then I manually have to enter it in Blackboard. So it's inconvenient, it takes me extra time, but it also is inconvenient to the student because, now the student is scared or upset, worried that it's not there, right? So my advice to you is don't do your assignments here. Initiate each assignment through Blackboard, because the theory goes that if you initiate it through Blackboard, it'll recognize that it was initiated through there, and so the score will be piped into the Blackboard gradebook, and so everyone will get it automatically. You'll get it automatically, and so will I. What you get, I get, right? Well, it's in the same system. So that's a word of caution. However, it's not that I'm contradicting myself, it's just that I want to be flexible. If nonetheless doing your assignments here kind of helps you make sense of things, right? Because notice that this is a space just for Connect, right? It's not cluttered by the other stuff that's in Blackboard. So if it makes your life easier, more manageable, just to do all your assignments in here, fine. And if they don't go into the Blackboard gradebook, no problem. I'll come in and I'll get them from here, and I'll type them manually into the Blackboard gradebook. So if that works for you, I'm okay with having to manually enter the scores. All right, so that was just a word about logging into McGraw-Hill Connect and doing your assignments there. Now, there's an advantage also, I've mentioned that Blackboard gradebook will get your score, so will I. I get a gradebook, I have a gradebook, you have my grades. It's a listing of assignments you've done, and it would list this assignment and all assignments that you do. So that's an advantage. Another advantage is that you never have to remember your username and password. You do for Blackboard, right? But you don't have to remember your username and password for McGraw-Hill Connect. And so that's another advantage of not directly logging into that company's site. And so that's it. I've shown you how to do an assignment, various methods of navigation, right, to access the assignment. And so this is a little bit over 40 minutes now. It's going to be over 41 minutes by the time we're through. But I just wanted to make sure to give you all the options. So this is an online class, and it is new to me. Teaching online is new, and it might be new to you as well. But if we help each other like this, telling each other where to navigate, where things are, and what I've done is I've provided different ways, different paths to get to the same thing, right? Then it shouldn't be that much of a problem, okay? So you're welcome. If you're saying thank you for that, you're welcome. Okay, and so I look forward to, I hope, to seeing your progress on these assignments on Connect. It is a good tool. I wouldn't use it if it were just something, no one's forcing me to use it. I think it's a good tool to accomplish many course objectives and to improve your reading and writing skills. And so that's it. I will talk to you again soon, and good night. Bye-bye.